welcome to another Pick a Pole reading. It's lovely to be here with you. Today's topic is stepping into 2023. So we are going to discuss that topic a little bit more in just a moment. But there's a couple of things that I just want to quickly say. First thing, I'm going to get it out the way right now. I was gardening for the last couple of days, so my hands are not in the best condition, but I do really want to get this reading out. So hopefully you can look past that. They're not too bad. I have scrubbed them for a couple of days, but they're still not, perfect. So bear with me in that aspect. But onto more important things. I do have a workshop running throughout Libra season. It's called the Raise Your Frequency Workshop, and it's the final week to register for that. The details are on my Instagram, which is linked below. It's basically 30 days of daily self-care or self-love tasks, a new moon and a full moon ritual, which is sent to you in a written version, in a step-by-step process for you to do in your own time. And there's exclusive readings as a part of that workshop as well, and some more. Check that out if you're interested. But yeah, today's reading, like I said, we'll be looking at your life when you enter the new year. So we're going to look at your love status as you enter 2023. And for fun, we're also going to look at a significant person around your new year, or the most significant person around your new year. So we'll try and get some signs and initials out. We're also going to look at your work / income / study / financial status as we enter the new year. And for fun, we're going to look at how you bring the new year in. So, if you're someone who doesn't really participate in New Year's Eve plans, then maybe that part of the reading might not necessarily be for you. But for those that do tend to normally do something around that new year, we're going to have a look at how you're going to bring the new year in. Although if there's a whole group or a whole collective of you that are staying in, then obviously that will come through. But I do expect that it will probably resonate more with the people who are sort of active on New Year's. And then we're going to do a little bonus New Year theme song for each group. So we're going to actually get 2 songs for each group, just in case you don't resonate with one, then there'll be a backup that hopefully you resonate with. And we're just basically going to set the intention to literally get your New Year theme song. So I don't know what's going to come through, but the Spotify playlist that I'll use for that, which is not going to be mine, so that it's completely not biased, I'll link it below. And while we're on links, the background music that you can hear is also linked below if you're interested. But let's get into our pile selection. So group 1, you guys have the rhodonite, and the lighting is totally not cooperating with me today, so probably not doing it justice, but it's a beautiful pink stone with lots of little black specks in it. That's group 1. Group 2 have the aura quartz. So if we can get this on the right angle or in the right light, you'll see some sort of purpley rainbow hues that come through. We can kind of get some of those glows, but like I said, the lighting is not cooperating with me today. And then group 3, you guys have the lepidolite. So this is a purple gemstone. Not that we can completely tell in this light. I wish I could get it looking better for you guys, but we just have to work with what we've got, don't we? So they're your pile selections. Remember to take a few deep breaths and feel intuitively which stone is asking you to read the messages, not necessarily which crystal your mind thinks is the prettiest, although sometimes that is the right group, but we do need to drop into that intuitive space and feel which pile is really calling us to see or read those messages. So take as much time as you need, pause if you need to, and I'll see you over in your pile where we check out how you're stepping into 2023. Hi Group 1, welcome to your Stepping into 2023 reading. I hope you guys are doing spectacularly. So if you're here with Group 1, you've chosen the Rhodonite. And we are going to get straight into your messages for today. So we're going to begin with your love status as we step into 2023. Oh, lovely. The sun's just come out. So I wonder if we're going to get a beautiful glare on these cards. We'll see how we go. I might need to shut the blinds. So this is your love status as we step into the new year. And then we'll have a look at what we've got a little bit further by pulling some tarot cards. And then we're also going to find out who is a significant person around your new year. So let's flip these over. We have number 8, moving on, and we have number 5, win or lose, which is shown up in the reverse position, and we'll leave it that way, but these ones don't really have reversals, but I kind of do see what this is telling us. That glare is bad for me, but I don't think it's bad for the camera, so I'll try and push through. So it does seem like you're leaving something behind in terms of your love life, I should say. I was going to say your love status, but that doesn't really make sense. So it does feel like you're moving on from a situation that was more about being right or feeling like you were winning or being in control than it was about sort of compromise and genuine love or genuine feelings. It feels like, if anything, it was a battle of egos, win or lose attitude instead of, trying to find proper solutions or reach proper conclusions. So it feels like you're leaving something behind where it felt like you were constantly at odds or competing with one another. And yeah, like I said, if anything, it was less of a relationship and more about competing, like one person needing to be right, whether that was you or them, and it was like a constant tug of war. I guess like a battle of control, or a battle for control almost. So at the time that we're stepping into 2023, you're going to be leaving this behind. So this could be something you're already involved in, and this is Spirit letting you know that you will reach a point where you do kind of, I guess, reach your limit and decide to call it and move on. Or this could be something that comes to fruition between now and then. So it might be in the very early stages at the time that you walk away, and therefore it's not someone in your life right now, but it's about to be, or it could be someone that's coming back. But it seems like at the time of the new year, you are moving on from this person, and this constant battle that you guys seem to be involved in. So we will get a few clarifiers just to see if there's anything else that we can find out before we confirm who a significant person is on your new year or around your new year. Alright, so we've got moving on from a win or lose situation. Let's get some more clarifiers and see if there's anything else that we can add. Is there anything else that we need to know about moving on for Group 1 as they enter 2023? Look at that, we've got the 8 of Cups clarifying the 8 of Cups. That's that moving on energy. So yeah, definitely leaving something behind. Particularly with this card, for some of you, this could be something that you have invested a lot into. You have built a foundation with this person, which is what perhaps makes it even harder to walk away, because in this 8 of Cups, you can see that there is something that has been built here, and it's not spilt over or anything like that, but she's still walking away to find that 10 of Cups because something's not fulfilling about this situation anymore, and it can no longer grow. So as you can see here, you can't really build upon that top cup anymore. You need to have more underneath it to be able to keep building on top of that, and it's reached its max here. So it feels like maybe for some of you, this is a relationship that you're already in, or a connection that you're already in that you have been building on for a certain amount of time. Or for some of you, this may just be something that's coming in quite soon, and you do reach a certain point together, but then there's a certain point where it's like, this is not working anymore. I have no choice but to move on if I want to find something more aligned for me, or something with more meaning, or maybe more emotional connection. I think that was the Five of Wands that just sort of flashed itself, which would make a lot of sense, because that's that sort of like competing energy. Instead of working as a team, everyone's out for themselves, or out for their own agenda, which would make a lot of sense. But I feel like the fact that it only flashed itself out for a second and then hid back in the deck, it's almost like you guys, it's not very direct. It's more either energetic. It's like a competing energies, not so much competing words or disagreements, but it's more like your energies compete with each other or something, for some of you. But for others of you, it could be more direct with the Swords card that's here. Okay, so I'm not going to take the one that was face down. We do have the Page of Cups. I feel like this is you almost looking, like in this Page of Cups, this page is looking into this cup, and it's almost like there's got to be more than this. And I want to find it. I want to explore and find that. So it feels like you know, or you're becoming aware that there is better, or something more emotionally supportive out there for you. And it gets to a point where your curiosity or your intrigue leads you to take those steps to walk away. It could even be someone that's not very emotionally mature that you're walking away from, someone that can't quite meet you at your level, because she's kind of walking away from this Page of Cups. So the person you're walking away from could be a water sign, doesn't have to be, but it could be someone that's just not very emotionally mature. They don't really have a lot of experience when it comes to emotional connection. Maybe physical, it might be a different story, but when it comes to their emotional world, it feels like they haven't healed, or they haven't even really looked down that rabbit hole to face their emotional issues. It's almost like they've kind of been a little bit naive or a little bit oblivious to that. Is there anything that we wish to clarify or add to the win or lose card? Yeah, because it's almost like they don't have the emotional maturity to look past a relationship as a triumph or something to be won over, or like with this win or lose thing, it almost feels like, yeah, there's no compromise. It's just win or lose with this person, because they don't have the emotional capacity. Anything to add or clarify on the win or lose card, please, Spirit, for group 1 and how they enter 2023. Yeah, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is very much a single independent card. So this is you definitely focusing on your independence, your foundation, your material world, your career, your financial stability, and really just sort of focusing on yourself, your growth, and nurturing that growth and continuing to build upon your own personal growth. I feel like you're going to be giving a lot of energy to your material world and leaving your emotional world sort of behind you for a little while, particularly around this New Year period. Oh, okay. All right, right, so yeah, the Seven of Wands definitely tells me that you're going to be protecting your energy a lot more around that time. Basically being willing to fight for yourself, fight for what you believe in, protect what you believe in, protect what you've created thus far, and really, I feel like just remove any obstacles or people that try to stand in your way or block that growth. It feels like you're definitely not willing to compromise your peace or your energy or what you've created for yourself any longer with this person. And considering they were taking up so much of your energy, which then left you with less energy to give to your more material world. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I feel like you're going to pull that energy back and now put it into the things that mean the most of you instead of compromising that energy any longer. So it's like a fire's lighting within you where you're not going to take anyone's BS, and you're going to continue to protect what you've created and continue to persist through the challenges and continue to build upon that. I think that you're really looking for the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. You've reached the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, and now you're like, no, I'm going to persist. I'm going to find my 10 and my 10. So you're almost there. I almost feel like perhaps sort of the next person that you do attract or meet in your life, or the next person that you start to connect with could be that person, because you have come a very long way on your journey, but it feels like there's still a little bit further to go on your path, but you're very, very, very close. All right, so that is your love status as you enter the new year. Now let's have a look at a significant person around your new year. So this could be, the details of a person that you kiss on the new year. This could be a friend that you hang out with on the new year. It could be your info come out because maybe you're the number one priority around your new year. It could be someone that you already know or someone that you're yet to meet, so keep an open mind. But we will do what we can to find out who is the most significant person on or around your new year. All right, so I'm going to start with my astrology deck, and we're going to try and find out the main sun and moon signs of this person. I believe the rising sign changes a bit more often, but the moon sign is every sort of 2.5 days, if I'm remembering that correctly. So if you know a person's date of birth, you can generally pick their moon sign. But obviously some of you might not know this person yet, so take it with a grain of salt. But Spirit, who is most significant in Group 1's life on or around their New Year's Eve, New Year? Sun and moon signs, please, for this collective. So we have the second house coming out first, which interestingly enough is the realm of finances, the material world. It's got a real Venus influence, so luxury, but heavy sort of emphasis on money and material world, which is where your focus is going to be going. So interesting that came out, but this to me would indicate that the person that is most significant could be a Taurus, sun or moon sign, because Taurus rules the second house. Okay, so we've got a couple coming out there. I was going to grab 3, and that's our 3. So we've got the first house, the second house, and the third house, which is very interesting. So first of all, if I'm just looking at this in terms of houses, this tells me that the self, you will be very important. Your material world will be very important. Your finances, your career. And the third house tells me siblings and close friends are going to be very important around the new year. So that's a more broad way of looking at that, because these houses represent those things. So you, your material world, possessions, and then like siblings and close friends with the third house. But the signs that these represent are Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So Aries, Sun or Moon, Taurus, Sun or Moon, and Gemini, Sun or Moon are very significant in this pile. And we're going to get a few initials as well. I think I'm just going to use my charms for this one today. We're going to shake out a few of the most common initials of the most significant person to group 1 as they enter the new year. Oh no, went all the way off the edge. All right, so that's not very many, so I'm going to get a couple more. We'll try to get maybe 6 or 7 for each group. Most common initials. Okay. Now I just need to get that one that went down the back. Oh, it's the hashtag. It's not even an initial, but let me get back to the mic. The hashtag, although it's not an initial, it does indicate that you'll either meet or know this person or connect with them through social media. That's what the hashtag is an indicator of. So we have the initials S, Q, E, Y, P, O, and K. I'm seeing OK, yes. I'm seeing keys. I'm seeing Popeyes. Even though we don't have Popeyes in Australia, I'm being shown Popeyes in there. That's all they're showing me, but that's the information about who's most significant as you enter 2023. So where are we off to next? We're now going to check out your work / career / financial endeavors as we enter 2023. So that's what these 2 cards here are. We might just... All right, so your career and work endeavors or financial endeavors, we have the Page of Air and we have the Moon. Okay, interesting. So there could be something new that you're going to engage with around the new year. Because the Page of Air can be a card or a person who's learning, new information, acquiring new skills, and things like that. So there could be something new that you're learning or engaging with. It can even be like a new contract or a new agreement that you're entering. And the Moon tells me that there could be perhaps maybe there's some insecurity or some fears that are potentially just weighing on you in terms of this. So it could be that we will clarify to try and get a little bit more clear on what this is, but if you're like leaving something behind to do something new, You could be a little bit fearful. You could be just having a little bit of anxiety about that. And you're kind of just working through your fears in order to take this opportunity. And then I'm also seeing that even there could be, if this is a person that you're dealing with related to your career, there could be some sort of like hostile communication that's going on that's sort of a little bit triggering for you around the new year. So I'm definitely keen to get into our clarifiers and try to find a little bit more out about this, because there's two ways that I could look at this, and it could be that it's different for some of you, or it could be one or the other. So by clarifying, hopefully I can try to figure this out a little bit. All right, so help me figure this out, Spirit. The Page of Air, is this someone that Group 1 is dealing with related to their work and financial endeavors, or is this Group 1 learning something new? Okay, so we've got the Ace of Swords. So this feels like you're learning something new or doing something new. There's like a new start, new information that you receive, or like a new way forward. All right, we've got the Knight of Swords now. Interesting, there's two people on that Knight of Swords. Let me get one more for that. That's absolutely not one. Just one more. Oh my gosh. This deck just got really jumpy all of a sudden. Four of Swords. A lot of swords. So in relation to work endeavors and finances, it seems like there's a lot of communication, a lot of information that's going back and forth. So there's a lot of communication. It feels like there could be you and someone else that are maybe doing something together, and then maybe there's a delay because the other person has to recover from something, or you have to recover from something in order for this to move forward. But it feels like what's happening is like an illusion, and what's happening behind the scenes is happening in your best interest. So maybe don't view this as a setback or a blockage, but maybe view it as a blessing that's kind of rerouting you to either do this at a better time, or there's a better opportunity just around the corner, or there's something blessed about this delay or this change. This is definitely giving me like blessing in disguise energy, but for some reason it makes you feel a little bit fearful, or it triggers some anxiety within yourself. Can we clarify the Moon? I think if you lean into your spirituality, like your intuitive side, I think it will help you have a little bit more faith through this time, and it'll help you sort of balance out that fear with faith. I also think that there will be signs all around you letting you know that it's okay, this is in your best interest, even though it feels like a blockage or a challenge or a delay. This is happening for you, not to you. There'll be little signs if you're open to them. Like just little things from spirit, like number synchronicities, spirit animal contact, little hugs from spirit to be like, it's okay, this is the right path, everything's all good. Don't fall for the 3D illusion. Try to have faith in the bigger picture. The Hermit. So yeah, definitely going within and trusting your inner wisdom, your inner higher self. It's going to, I feel like you have all the answers. inside you, and it's just wise not to let this situation get on top of you. Like, definitely try to lean into that wisdom and that higher understanding that everything's on track, and this delay means that it's actually going to have a better outcome. This delay is happening for you, not to you. It could even be that you were going to do, like, let's say for example, it's like a new course, studying a new course or studying a new skill or something like that. Just for example, just throwing it out there. Let's say you and your friend were going to sign up together. And then at the last minute, your friend is like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't, or I've changed my mind. It's not, it's like Spirit saying, this is actually a blessing because you'll do this better on your own anyway. You'll do this better as an independent person. It's like, yes, this has changed your plans, or it's not the way that you thought it would go, but actually it's going to turn out even better. So, whatever's happening around that new year period in terms of your career and this new path that's coming into fruition, I feel like just trust that whatever seems to go wrong is actually going right, and just try to trust and ride it out. Stay very grounded and trust that inner wisdom. And if it is a case of someone bailing out on you, don't let that change your path. Like, stay on the same path and just know that it's because you'll do better on your own. Interesting. Okay, so let's shift these up a little bit now. All right, so where are we at now? What are we up to? All right, so we're going to see if there's anything else that Spirit wishes to add before we move on. Yeah, we might actually, I was going to go tarot, but I might go into the crystal reading cards and get any advice that Spirit wants to share with you. And I'll read this from the book because this book is really, really helpful. So what is any other advice for Group 1 as they enter 2023? These ones are a little bit big to shuffle this way. Okay, so we do have the number 10, transformation, coming out. And are we meant to have both of these? They do feel right. So I will take both. I was only going to take one. Oh, look, and underneath you have protection. And we did have a lot of messages about you protecting what you created and protecting your energy around that time too. So we will leave that there, but it might take too much time to read all of them. And we've still got to get your song too. We haven't got your song yet. I was actually meant to do that before we started, but I may have to do that either on camera or pause the video when it's time to do that. But let's have a look here. So number 10, transformation. The amethyst scepter. Scepters are very powerful crystals because they are actually two crystals in one, with one crystal having grown around the other. The main crystal penetrates deep into the other crystal, which represents getting to the core of the issue. Thus, scepters are a great tool for allowing one to get to the root cause of an issue and make the necessary changes to rectify it, which makes any scepter a powerful tool for spiritual awareness and transformation. It is also an excellent aid in energy work, as they are strong at generating and amplifying energy because they combine their energy and work together. This particular scepter is quartz and amethyst. Amethyst has long been a stone of the mind, so it will help with organizing your thoughts to gain a deeper understanding of any issue you may be working with. This can indicate a time to look more deeply within to find what is truly the underlying issue. Related to your third eye chakra, it gives you insight. There is a bigger picture involved here that starts from the inside. Great transformation always happens when we turn to the internal factors and decide that we truly have the strength to look at ourselves. Meditation is a good place to start. Still your mind and let your soul guide you. Excuse me, group 1, sorry about that. I actually really love that message because it was a lot of what we covered over here, but just said a lot more beautifully than what I was able to channel and translate. But yeah, it's all about sort of leaning into that inner wisdom, because although there might be a lot of sort of change or transformation happening around you, there's a lot of deeper understanding that you can find. Looking more deeply within, you can kind of get to the root of all issues, get the insight of that bigger picture like we spoke about. So yeah, that was a beautiful message. And we also have compassion, number 29, which would reduce to 11. So you have 10 and 11. Okay, so I'm glad that they have written how to pronounce this. So the crystal here is pronounced ahoite. Ahoite is a very high vibrational crystal. You may be in need of some guidance, especially if you are a light worker. Use ahoite when you need to tap back into the source and seek answers on a higher spiritual level. It elevates you to a realm where you can communicate freely with spirit, then aids you in communicating this information on the earth plane with compassion. A stone of spirit communication, it is perfect for spiritual teachers. So you may be becoming a spiritual teacher of sorts yourself. That could be a big hint that you guys are taking a spiritual path or doing something a little bit alternative or a little bit different from what you've been doing before. But anyway, having compassion for another means you have reached a level where you can see a situation for what it is. You see the bigger picture and all judgment has been removed from the situation. This is the sign of a true spiritual teacher. This could even be about you not holding a grudge against the other person that's involved in this. If you end up resonating that there's another person that bails on you or changes your plans in some way, maybe this is about not holding a grudge and having compassion because of that deeper understanding that this is obviously in your best interests. I'll keep going once again. Reaching this state of compassion is ultimately our goal. For each lesson we learn, there are others also learning the same lesson, and we will continue to keep learning lessons until we die. This is how we grow and become more spiritually aware. It isn't a race. We are all here to help one another, and we all learn what we need to when we are meant to. When we start to view the world with compassion rather than judgment, the world becomes a much better place and our interactions with others will shift accordingly. Ahoite is a rather expensive stone. If you don't have a piece, you can still draw on its energy by asking for its help. Remember, there are no boundaries when working energetically. We are all connected and need only call on the energy we need for its help. I also love the number it fell on. I also love the number it fell on, 29, which is 2 + 9, 11, a master number. Funny that even I felt called to mention that before I got to the page too. So 11 or 1111 might be a very significant number, or maybe you should look up that number and see what it means for you. But I can definitely see how these messages relate. And I also feel like this stuck out to me. It isn't a race. We are all here to help one another, and we all learn what we need to when we are meant to. And that's going to help you maybe view this situation with compassion. Is just because this person can't meet you where you're at doesn't mean they're less than or worse off than you. It just means that they haven't reached that part of their journey to learn the same things as you. But again, it's not a race. We all learn what we need to learn when we are meant to. So I feel like that might help you have compassion for that situation, instead of moving on with any resentment or hostility or any sort of other types of feelings. And then we did have the protection one as well. Yeah, I just flicked through the message and I don't think there's anything really that we specifically need to cover from that explanation, other than it is a time where you're going to be focusing more on protecting your own energy and protecting the things that mean most to you, and not letting other people kind of interfere with that, but doing it in a compassionate way. And that's part of your transformation, so to speak, as you enter the new year. Okay, so I am going to pause the video for just a moment while I get your 2 group songs, your theme songs as you enter the new year. So this is either maybe going to tell you maybe like how you're feeling as the new year comes in, a situation that might be going on as the new year comes in, but we'll keep an open mind and we'll just trust what comes through. Okay, so group 1, let me just pop that music back on. Your songs, I probably could have just waited and done this after. I also just remembered while I had the camera off that I also forgot to check how you guys bring the new year in for this group, which I was supposed to do first before the songs. But anyway, let's just quickly chat about your songs, which I'm not going to talk too much about. I'll just let you know what they are, and then you guys can go and look at those or interpret the meaning for you in particular yourself. The first song is Blue Suede Shoes by Elvis Presley, and your second song is Meant to Be by BB Rexa and Florida Georgia Line. So they linked in the description box with your group timestamp below. And you guys can figure out the meaning for those yourselves. There might be a personal meaning between for anyone, or between you and another person, or the lyrics or the theme of the song. It could be anything. It's down to your personal interpretation. But before we go, let's have a look at how you're bringing the new year in. So we're going to just, for fun, see what we can figure out about your New Year's Eve. If we can. I'm hoping that this deck should give us a bit of an idea. So group 1's New Year's Eve, how are they bringing in 2023? How's group 1 bringing in 2023? So we have the 4 of Cups, we have Temperance, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. So I do feel like you are... Oh, underneath that is the Ace of Swords, which we have had come out as well. So we'll just leave that there for a moment. So what this looks like to me is that it does look like you're out with your friends. So if you are a female, it looks like you're out with the girls. Maybe if you're a male, you're out with the boys, because obviously you've left someone behind. So it doesn't look like there's like a couple situation going or anything. It looks like you're with some of your closest friends. And this looks pretty low key to me. This looks like you guys are just getting like intimate drinks. Maybe even by midnight, you're having a coffee and starting to kind of like sober up and get ready to go home. And it feels like you could potentially be talking to your friends about the opportunity you're leaving behind, whether it's a work situation or whether it's the person. It feels like a main part of the conversation is what you feel you're missing, or what's kind of a little bit dissatisfying about your life. But then with the Temperance card, it does feel like being with your friends helps you kind of balance out your emotions and your feelings. It helps you kind of find a little bit of peace. Even though you're a little bit emotional about what's happened, it feels like even just talking to these people, one who seems to be very intuitive and one who seems to be I would say very wise, but also maybe even like a bit more direct with the Queen of Wands. It feels like you have a more subtle friend and a more direct friend. And it feels like between the two of them, they kind of know just what to say to kind of help you balance out what you're feeling. And by the end of the night, I do feel like your mood has improved a little bit by being around these people. So I do see you getting drinks. I don't see you getting like wasted. I feel like by midnight or by the time the countdown happens, you're already having a coffee. So bring up to get home. But yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of really helpful communication that goes on at this time because of what you're leaving behind and what you're walking towards. And I do feel like your friends play a big part in helping you find a new perspective and helping you feel more positive about what's to come for you. Yeah, I don't even think you drink enough to be confused or have clouded judgment. I feel like you leave with a pretty clear head and a pretty clear vision. So I don't feel like you're having too many drinks. It feels like a group of 4 people, just having like 1 or 2, even like a few each, but not getting too buzzed, and then having a coffee at the end of the night before you go home. So is there anything else that I can see here? I think that's about all that I can pull through for that. So that is the end of your reading, Group 1. I hope that you've enjoyed this. It was a real pleasure to do this reading. It was nice and fun. And I felt like we got a lot of really good info through for this. So that was really rewarding for me. But I hope that it's been helpful, informative, and fulfilling for you, even though it is prior knowledge, I guess. So hopefully it's helpful for you at the right time. But yeah, I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye. Hi Group 2, welcome to your Stepping into 2023 reading. Welcome, I hope you're well. I hope you have a nice warm tea or a nice cold water, depending on where you are, because this one is a little bit lengthy, but lots of really good info to come. We're going to be looking at your love status as we enter 2023. We are going to look at the most significant person on or around your new year. We are going to be diving into your career and financial endeavors as we step into the new year. We are going to be getting any extra advice from Spirit about that time frame that we're looking at. We're also going to, for fun, look at how you bring the new year in. So as I said in the intro, that part may only resonate more with people who tend to be more active on New Year's Eve. Unless we have like a whole collective that are just sort of staying in or chilling with family or something like that, then it might be more accurate, but take that part with a grain of salt, depending on what comes through. And then as a little bonus, we're also going to do which I just realized I haven't got yet. I was supposed to get it before I started. I did the same thing with Group 1. I was supposed to come into your reading with the songs already known, but I have forgotten to get your songs already. So I will pause the video toward the end of your reading to get your songs. Maybe it's happened for a reason. Maybe we need to be right into the energy before we get the songs. We will trust that that wasn't a mistake, because I don't believe in coincidences. So let's get into your reading, Group 2. by starting with your love status. So just a quick recap, you've chosen the Aura Quartz, which does have beautiful rainbow colours in it, but I'm not sure how well we can see that because the way my lighting is set up. That reminded me of that Kevin Hart line, the way my bank account's set up. I got a check-in and a savings. Now, what was I even talking about? I just got so distracted. Oh yeah, my lighting situation. If I turn around to get the good light, then I'm sitting in the way and I cast a shadow over the table. And then if I have it this way, the light's coming in from the window that way, and it's kind of creates a bit of a shadow anyway. So it's not ideal, but it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let's start with your love status. Holy heck, I'm getting very distracted with you guys. I feel like perhaps maybe your energy needs grounding because I'm so easily going off with the fairies all the time. Maybe there's a message in that for you guys, and I'm picking up on your energy because I was literally grounding myself like 5 minutes before I started this reading. And I've even got like the white sage going. So I think I'm definitely picking up on your energy. So ground your energy, guys, either with crystals or by getting into nature. Even certain sound frequencies can ground you. This particular one is a healing frequency, healing your higher self, but there are grounding frequencies that you can find for free on YouTube. So do check those out. I think that they could help. Back to it. Love status as we enter 2023. We have at number 12, observe. And number 2, listen. Now, both of these cards do have both an interpretation for if you're in a connection and an interpretation for if you are trying to attract one in. But the common theme in these cards, starting with observe, this almost feels as though at around this time frame that we're looking at, so as we move into the new year, it feels like you're really observing either yourself or your relationship or your partner. So this is like when you kind of take a step back and you start to listen a lot more and be more of an observer rather than, it sounds weird, but like an active participant. So it's a time where you're becoming very self-aware. You're trying to notice perhaps what you need to change in yourself to benefit or attract a relationship. Perhaps you're trying to be a better listener, and instead of sort of thinking about what you're going to say next, you're just stopping and you're being present and you're really listening to your partner's needs and observing how you can be a better partner to your loved one. And then it can also be about sort of observing your character and what you need to do or change in order to attract in the right person. And it can even just be about listening more to others in general. What I'm picking up on, I feel for you guys that you are either already in a connection or you will be in a connection. But around the new year, you are very focused on how you can be a better partner, how you can be a better teammate, how you can listen more, how you can tend to your partner's needs more and be more present with them, maybe sort of removing distractions, maybe getting away, maybe creating routines where you have phone free time, so where you put your phones down and you just pay attention to each other. It does feel like you guys are in a connection and you're trying to figure out what you can do as your half of the responsibility in the relationship to make or be a better partner or teammate or whatever the case. But we will clarify and just make sure. So whether you guys are in a connection or not, it does feel like around the new year you will be. And you're really becoming very self-aware and trying to tune into your partner's needs. And I guess detach enough from your personal emotions and feelings to recognize what could benefit your relationship as maybe an objective outsider. Like if you were observing your relationship as an objective outsider, what would you say about it? What would you say about you? What would you say about your partner? And then listening and acting upon that information. All right, so let's get a couple of clarifiers out and just see if there's anything that we need to add or clear up, perhaps. All right, so clarifying or adding to what we've got here for Group 2's love life as they enter 2023. Okay, we've got the Four of Cups. Oh my gosh. So we've got the Four of Cups, we've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got Strength. I'll get one more, please. Okay, I think I see where this is going. Oh, what a good way to finish. We'll just check the bottom of the deck. Oh, the World, beautiful. Even better way to finish. So first of all, I just want to note that the World card is number 21 and we go 1, 2, 2, 1. So I feel like 12, 21 may be like a mirroring number that you're seeing either now or around this time, or it may even confirm that this reading is yours. And mirroring numbers make me think of like twin flame or, you know, very aligned soulmate type of energy. So, you know, you could be with now or you could be about to meet that person. But by 2023, what I can see here is that the Four of Cups can be about sort of focusing on what's not going right or focusing on what you're not happy with and what you're discontent with. And it seems like if you were to focus on that, it would be very easy to kind of just like walk away and abandon the relationship that you have. The easy route is almost like, you know, it almost feels like, oh, okay. So first of all, I just got a message that interrupted the original message. Be careful of, so if you're watching this and you're in like a long-term partnership, or if between now and this New Year's time frame, if you meet someone between now and then, be careful of who you're venting to or complaining to about your problems, because a lot of, like, let's say your friends are single, their perception and their advice might be, oh, just leave, just end it and like leave it behind. You know, there's better to be experienced, or there's better things out there. There's more fish in the sea. Because, you know, people can only give advice based on their perspectives and their biases. So be careful who you're venting to. Because I feel like the easy route is, yes, to kind of leave this relationship behind. But it takes strength to persist and be patient and find compromise, to look at your own faults and say, how am I contributing to the situation that we are in? Or how can I be a better person to improve our situation? I feel like showing resilience and patience and strength means to stay and find the victory, find the completion that is available here, because of the strength of the connection as well. So, you know, maybe you're going through a few problems, and this is a time where you decide, okay, instead of just complaining and leaving the connection behind, I'm going to have the resilience and the patience to work for this, to try and compromise, to face my own flaws and see how I've contributed to where we are currently at. What can I do to improve both myself and the connection? Is there a way through this? Is there a way to succeed and get the happy ending that we deserve? And yeah, there is. There absolutely is that opportunity. But if you listen to the wrong people or you listen to wrongful advice, it does feel like you could be encouraged to just sort of go ghost and leave this person behind and search for what you're missing somewhere else. But I feel like your path is definitely, your highest path is in your staying power. You know, facing up to your problems, being realistic if there's any issues that perhaps your partner's contributing, but there is a way to overcome it. So like, it's about having those conversations. It's about having that strength and that loyalty to your partner to push through and persevere through the challenges that you may be facing, either now or coming up to the new year period. But there is definitely, you can definitely find a happy ending. And then look at that equally, there's also a chance to abandon the situation. Again, look at this sort of polarity that we've got here: the World, 5 of Cups, the Sun, 7 of Swords. A lot of polarity in those cards. So you have the option. So just because I'm saying that the opportunity to persevere and get a happy ending is here doesn't mean that that's written in stone. You have to do that work. You have to look in a mirror. You have to hold a mirror up to your partner, and you both have to commit to each other and commit to overcoming the problems to get that happy ending. It's not just going to be handed to you on a silver platter. It's going to take some work, but the opportunity for that happy outcome is definitely on the table. So if you're single now, it seems that the new year you're not single, but for most of you, I feel like you're probably already in this connection, and it could either just be getting a little bit dull or mundane, and maybe you need to bring some excitement or spice it up a bit or something. Or you may just be going through a few problems, whether it's emotional, financial, whatever the case, but you can definitely overcome the problems if there are actual problems. And yeah, all you need is that staying power. So I'm going to move those over. I'm going to put these up here a little bit. All right, so we're going to look at the most significant person on or around your new year. We're going to be looking at zodiac signs, and we're going to get some initials. So this could be either the person's sun or moon sign. You may or may not already know the person who's going to be most significant. It could even be your details that show up, because perhaps you're most significant. But just take it with a grain of salt, because you may or may not know the person coming through, because you may be yet to meet them. But let's have a look. So what are the most common sun and moon signs of the most significant person around Group 2's new year as they step into 2023? Okay, so we've got some Mars energy coming out first. So Mars is ruled by Aries, and it can also be linked closely to Scorpio. So there could be Scorpio or Aries, sun or moon. And we're going to get 3. Oh, look at that. We have Scorpio, so that's reiterating. Double Scorpio energy, and we're going to get one more. So either Scorpio, suns or moons, very significant, possibly Aries. Oh my God. Wow. So for this group, The most significant person on or around your New Year's is either an Aries or Scorpio, sun or moon. 100%. I can't believe that. That's wild. Okay, so we are going, let me just grab another quick sip of tea and warm these vocal cords up. I feel like I'm a little bit husky. Super weird, but I just noticed that the letters S and R are very common in all, like S and R is in every one of these. So I feel like the initials S and R are significant here for some reason. Let's see what comes through. What are the most common initials of the most significant person for Group 2's New Year? How many is that? Probably enough. All right, so we have J, U, S. Funnily enough, I was like seeing Dustin and Justin, so I don't know if anyone knows anyone with that name. Jusgid. Oh, that's upside down. And Q came out again. Interesting. So they're the initials. So S did come out, which I said S. And I also mentioned that the letter R because of the letters that were coming through down here. So we could technically add R on the end as well. But yeah, it seems like either Aries or Scorpio, sun or moon. And these are the initials. So, all right. We're now going to move on. Out of sort of love and people. Oh, by the way, the person could be platonic, romantic, family, yourself. It could be any person. This isn't limited to like a love person, okay? But yeah, we're going to move on to your career and financial endeavors around the new year. So as we step into 2023, we have the 3 of air. Oh, and we have the Ace of Fire. That's a relief. Okay. So it's bittersweet. Something is bittersweet around this time. So as we're stepping into 2023, you are experiencing a little bit of grief or sadness when it comes to your career and financial endeavors. And you are going through something that you're going to need to heal from and perhaps either forgive yourself or others for. So throwing out an example, especially because we have the Ace of Fire here, maybe you are given this wonderful opportunity and you're having to leave behind some co-workers that you have been working with and really enjoying their presence for quite some time, and it's really sad to leave these people behind. But at the same time, you're moving on to this really, really exciting new opportunity and advancing your career path or your financial path in leaps and bounds and making these huge positive life changes. So it's bittersweet because you're having to leave certain people or a certain situation behind in order to follow this new opportunity that's coming up for you, which seems to be advancing either your career or your financial status in some way. So yeah, there's a little bit of sadness, but then there's also a lot of hope and optimism and excitement at the same time. So conflicting emotions, but positive nonetheless, because, you know, endings bring about these new beginnings. So as sad as they can be, they are opportunities at the same time. All right, so we'll get the tarot out and we'll see if there's anything else that we can clarify here. This is making me think that like you could be quite close with 2 people that you work with currently, and then as 2023 comes in, you're leaving a couple of really, basically you've made some friends along your career journey and you're having to leave those people behind. That's what feels like is sad here, and that's why it feels like maybe you're having to like forgive yourself a little bit and heal, because you almost feel bad or sad that you're doing this, or sad that you're leaving. but you know, you've got to do what's best for you, and you've got to chase these opportunities at the end of the day. All right, let's see what else we can find out about this 3 of air. So what is a group 2 healing from? So we do have the 9 of Wands. It hasn't quite come out, but I will make note. Now the 9 of Wands is basically like a journey that you've been on that is coming to an end. So you may already be aware that this is happening, or it may be an opportunity that's going to come to you, and the opportunity is what instigates this change. But it feels like the path that you've been on, it's like you've put a lot into that path, but it is it's reaching an end. You're reaching the end of a chapter, basically. 3 of air. Yeah, you've definitely you're being offered a new opportunity. So either it could be either like a promotion where you're moving to a different, I don't know, section or office or position. Could even be like a relocation even. But this is definitely a major opportunity that you're being offered. So, you know, if you've just applied for this epic promotion, or if you've just applied for this epic job, this could be a sign that it is going to come through to you, and then it results in you leaving behind your current workplace. The Queen of Wands. So yeah, you could be being offered like a managerial role. You could be starting your own business with the skills that you've acquired, or it could be something totally new, totally different. What's the new opportunity? The 4 of Pentacles. You could be sharing your gifts with others, or sharing your skill set, knowledge, or wisdom with others. So you could be like becoming, maybe you've been the student and now you're becoming the teacher, you know, that type of energy. Perhaps you are it could even be that you're going to set down new roots and secure a new home at the beginning of 2023 as well, with the 4 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. It's making me think of a new home. Could be a home business that you're going to pursue, and it looks like it's going to be very financially stable. One more card, please, for entering 2023, career and financial endeavors. If there is a new job or new promotion or whatever this new path is, it feels like if you're not like purchasing or securing a new home, this is going to be the path that allows you to be able to save for a new home, because it feels like it does very well, and you can actually start to put money aside and save for things like that. Obviously, if you are not already there yet. You may already have your own home, but for those that don't, can we get one more card here, or is that really all that there is to know? I feel like I've been shuffling for like 5 minutes. Thank you. We have the Knight of Cups. So you could definitely be like following your heart on this one, or following some sort of like creative or spiritual path with the Knight of Cups. But this is definitely energy of following your heart, following your dreams. So you are leaving behind something or some people that you really love or that you've grown to love. But you're following an opportunity that you're very, emotionally invested in, very passionate about, very excited about, and it's going to do very well. It's going to provide you with a very solid income that you can really build upon, and it's going to help you secure like your own home if you don't already have a home, like I said. and you could be setting down new roots sooner than you think. I think it's going to do very well. Excuse me, I was just having a quick sip of tea again. I think that's about all that I'm picking up there. Definitely sort of like following the path of your heart. Excuse me, following your truth, that type of energy. Oh my goodness. I'm over winter. I'm over being just stuffy and congested. All right, so I'm gonna slide these up a little bit, make some space. That'll do. All right, so where are we up to now? Work, income, we've just done that. Where's my list? We've done the significant person. Okay, so we're going to be asking for any extra messages or advice from Spirit, and for that we are going to use my crystal grid reading cards. So the idea was to get one out and do the bottom deck, and then group one had other ideas. It gave me two, and then we had a bottom deck, but we'll just go with the flow. Group two, any other advice or messages from Spirit for group two as they enter the new year 2023? Anything else that's going on or that they need to know when they enter the new year? We have 22, so we have some more twos coming out. Oh, did we have twos? Oh, we had some twos up there. But that was really it. But anyway, we have 22, we have rebirth. Oh, that's a really pretty card. And underneath we have 12, crossroads. All right, so for these messages, I'm going to read from the book because the book is just so utterly helpful. And it's just written beautifully as well. So we'll start with 22. And we have rebirth. Oh, look at the keywords here: rebirth, lovers, heart. And that's definitely what we have going on. Like, your relationship is getting a chance to have like a rebirth. All right, so we have Menelite is a stone of rebirth. A metamorphosis is happening. Even if you do not understand what it all means now, thank the universe for the opportunity for growth. With great change comes great reward. A new way of living, a new way of thinking, even a new lover, your soulmate. Menelite looks like a lump of clay being molded, and so too can we undergo this kind of transformation. It can feel like everything has been tipped upside down and you don't know which way is up, but out of the clay a new form will appear. This form can remain the same, or it can be remodeled again and again. It's up to you. Very interesting. This form can remain the same, or it can be remodeled again and again. And I feel like that's definitely what you're doing here with your relationships at that time, is remodeling your relationship to build it back to being a strong, committed partnership where you feel like you're on the same page, you're meeting each other halfway, you both feel like you're winning and getting your needs met. Really reshaping your relationship to make it benefit the both of you rather than just abandoning it. But let's keep going. It's up to you if you want to remain in this new shape, or you can keep growing and changing as many times as you like in your lifetime. Just don't become stuck being something you're not. Let change happen and see what you become. Morganite and aquamarine make a perfect combination of blue and pink, male and female, for attracting new love into your life. They form an equal union of the masculine and feminine, or balance, just like in the yin-yang symbol. It is such a gentle stone, and if you ever come across a piece, carry it on you. You will feel love wherever you go. Exciting times indeed if you have drawn this card, as you may well be on the way to a lifelong soul connection or new opportunity as the new you emerges. amazing because you have this new opportunity and you have this soulmate here. So even if you're single, I do strongly feel that this is another sign that you're going to meet this person between now and the new year. And at the time of the new year, you're really listening to your person, focusing on how you can contribute to the connection, having the conversations that need to be had to make sure that the relationship is healthy and strong. And then I just love how it talks about this new opportunity as well. So there's this positive rebirth in love, and then this positive opportunity that's bringing about a transformation in your life. So big changes coming, but very exciting nonetheless. And then we have number 12. So this is crossroads. Are you at a crossroads or torn in two directions? Have you found yourself in a position where you have to make a choice but are unclear of which road to take? Sometimes it's hard when we are waiting for an answer to come, but it just hasn't. A good exercise to do with Chastelight or Storelight, if you're at a crossroad, is to meditate and picture yourself walking up to that crossroad. See on the signposts your options or the roads you can take. Do you feel a certain pull towards a specific path, or do you get the sense to not go down a certain road? Your feelings need to be your compass here. If you feel joy, happiness, or excitement, you know which road to follow, regardless of whether or not it is the logical road down which to go. Follow the pull and see where it takes you. Your intuition is always right, and the more you learn to trust it, the more you align yourself to your soul purpose. Your intuition is your own soul, guiding you where you need to go. Storelight is said to be a fairy stone. It is very grounding and can help with your connection to nature spirits. I have found this stone to be a very potent stone to get in tune with the four elements, as elemental beings can be very powerful teachers when one reaches out to them. Drawing this card may indicate it's time to make a grounded decision on something in your life, and having Chastelight and Storelight to aid you will be a good start. If you don't have those stones, everything is energy and you can call upon the energy of these stones. So don't sweat it if you don't have them. Just call upon their energy to help you and inspire you and guide you. But again, I love how that at the end it was all about grounding, because that's literally how we started your reading. I was like, okay, I think you guys need to get grounded. I'm getting very distracted. I'm getting very... I even said I'm away with the fairies, and this is said to be a fairy stone. Oh my gosh. So yeah, definitely doing a lot of grounding can help you in your situation. Maybe you're at this crossroads right now, and maybe this advice is encouraging you to kind of apply for that job or apply for that position or register that business name, or, you know, maybe this is just a bit of inspiration to say it's time to follow that path. It's time to take that opportunity or even create that opportunity. However that looks for you, I think that this is saying that maybe you can start to ground yourself now and look for those opportunities between now and this time, entering 2023. I think that maybe there's either some preparation that you can do, or there's like an opportunity that you can apply for, or there's something that you can do to like commit to this path or to explore this path. All right, so that's our little bit of extra from Spirit. Now, just for fun, for this part, we're going to ask how you're bringing the new year in. So we're going to use the Friends Tarot, and I'm going to try and get a little bit of a picture of your New Year's Eve experience. So we'll see what comes through and we'll talk about it. But obviously this may not resonate for everyone, because let's say you're someone that doesn't really do anything on New Year's, kind of like myself. We might get a collective that match your story, but that are going out with their friends or something like that. It just depends on what the collective energy is. So for the Group 2 collective, how exactly are they bringing 2023 in? What does their New Year's Eve look like? Oh, girl. Oh boy, sorry. whatever gender you identify as, or even if you don't identify as one. Three of Cups definitely tells me you're either out with some, could even be siblings, or it could be friends, definitely having some drinks, definitely having some food, definitely having a bit of a celebration. If it's not out, it's at one of either yours or your friends' houses, and it's a bit more of like a low-key thing, but it's still at the same time like you're dressed up and you're having nice cocktails and nice canapes and things like that. So it could be like a home thing, but I'm seeing, you know, like cheese boards and cocktails and like nice drinks and getting done up a little bit. So it's not just like a casual low-key thing, it's still like a little bit glam and a little bit nice. But yeah, you're either at someone's house or you're out for this celebration. It almost looks like this could be the type of thing that you have to pre-book for. So maybe you'll be getting tickets to this event, because it does look like there's both canapes and nice drinks around, and it even looks like there's like tea and coffee too. So it's making me think of like an event that you've paid to attend, or like I said, or being at home, because it's like everything's kind of there. Could be three of you celebrating together, or it could be more of you. It doesn't necessarily have to just be three, but just because there's three there, or let's say it's you and your two friends, and then your partner and their partners as well, and because this could be like one of your partners taking the picture of you with the girls or you with the boys. All right, we have the Hanged Man. There's something is making me want to laugh about that card. So this feels funny for some reason. What is this? I don't know if there's anyone here that's like you yourself, or maybe you're even dating someone who's in like ISO, or they're restricted to the home for some reason, but it even feels like you could be having this event at home because someone's not allowed out. So they either have COVID, or like, I don't know, they're banned from the clubs, or they're on house arrest or parole, or I don't know, curfew or something. But this could even be someone stuck in the house. So you guys are just going to have the party in the house. And then the other thing that I'm kind of seeing is like someone putting themselves in compromising positions to make the other people laugh. So there could be like a funny guy in the group, funny guy, funny gal, who does funny, weird things to make people laugh. Or it could even be, this could be like a pre-drink scenario, and then someone gets way too wasted and they can't go. So everyone else leaves, and someone's partner, or even you, someone has too much to drink or something, and they end up being stuck in the house and missing out. But someone in the group is definitely restricted to what they can do. Like they either can't drink, or they can't leave the house, or they can't do something for some reason. All right, the Two of Cups. So I do see you having your New Year's Eve kiss. So I do feel like your partner's here with you. Wherever you are, your partner's also there, as well as some friends. And when that clock strikes midnight, I definitely see you coming together to have that moment. And it's a very nice moment at that. So you can be guaranteed that if someone ends up not being able to leave the house and everyone else does, either your partner stays with you, or you stay with them, or you guys both make it out and it's someone else that doesn't make it out of the house. Because I do see you and your partner being together at midnight. And we just want one more card, please. And we have the Two of Wands. So you could even end up on a rooftop, under the stars with your person or the whole group. We've also got 2-2 here again, so I'm seeing 22 again. I'm also seeing 11-11. So this is like strong soulmate twin flame energy, very, very harmonious energies coming through here, like, you know, where you're meant to be or with who you're meant to be with, things are aligning, that type of thing. And I feel like come midnight, you may even be sort of wishing upon a star, and not even wishing upon a star, but counting your lucky stars, you know, showing some gratitude for how things are, for how this night's gone, looking towards the future with a lot of hope and optimism, and just feeling really good about where you're at and where you're going, and your future in general. So I feel like it's all around good vibes. So that's nice to see for you guys. Very, very cute. We do have underneath the deck the Nine of Swords, which is quite funny because it looks like you can't sleep. So I don't know if some of you guys end up on some substances and you're struggling to sleep that night, just saying, could be a thing. Or there could just be a little bit of anxiety that you go to bed with, just about what you have going on over here, because like we have discussed, you are definitely like leaving something behind. It's something that seems to come with some sadness, to follow a new opportunity. So maybe at this point, maybe on New Year's Eve, you're a little bit undecided still, and you're just worried about making that decision. But definitely as we enter 2023, I do see you taking that opportunity. So that's it. Now I just have to get your songs. So I'm going to pause this recording for just a mo. I'm going to get your songs and I'll be right back. Okay, so Group 2, your songs, which I'm not really going to explain or dive into or anything. I'm just going to let you guys take this away with you and reflect upon. It'll be linked below with your group's timestamp though for easy access. But your 2 songs, just in case one means nothing, hopefully the other one will, but hopefully both do. Song 1, Hey Soul Sister by Train, and song 2 is Manic Monday by the Bangles. So they're your songs. Feel free to jump down to the description box below to be linked straight to them, because we are now finished here, Group 2. I hope that you've enjoyed this and it's been at least enjoyable. Sometimes it's difficult to resonate with future readings because it can either be very different to your current situation, or perhaps you did resonate with it. But either way, if you enjoyed it or you resonated with it, please don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you feel like doing so. But until next time, guys, stay safe, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye. Hi Group 3, welcome to your reading. This reading is the Stepping into 2023 reading, where we look at what's going on for you as you enter the new year. So we're going to be looking at your love status as you enter 2023. We're going to look at the most or a significant person, the most significant or a significant person on or around your new year. We are going to look at your career and financial related endeavors as we step into the new year. We're also going to get any other messages or advice from Spirit that Spirit wishes to add on about that time frame as we enter the new year. We're going to, for fun, also pull some cards to see how you bring the new year in. So it may only resonate to those that are normally active or those that normally do make plans on New Year's, unless the majority of you are staying in or something. Then we might get that actually coming out in the cards. But yeah, just kind of play that one by ear. And if you know you're not going to do anything and there's absolutely no chance you're going to do anything, and then all these plans pop up, it just might not be that the plans are for you, but the rest of the reading was, because that's the more serious part. And then that part's kind of just for fun to pick up on the collective energy. And then as a little bonus at the end, I'm also going to get you 2 theme songs for as you enter the new year. So if one doesn't resonate, hopefully the other one will, but hopefully both have meaning in them. And you can find those linked in the description box below with your group timestamp, and you can check those out and do your own little interpretation, assign your own meanings as necessary. Whew, all right, so let's get started. You guys chose the lepidolite, which is all different purples, not that you can really tell in this light, but lots of purples and like whites and lavenders in there. So I've pre-pulled a few cards for love life and work and financial related endeavors, and then all the rest I'll be pulling on camera. So we will start with your love life, and group 3, you lucky ducks, you got 3 cards coming out. Everybody else just got the 2. So let's see what you got. You got number 1, strengthening bonds. Number 4, the heart chakra. Oh. And number 2, coming together. Aww. So group 3, this gives me kind of like honeymoon vibes. And I should say honeymoon vibes because that would imply that you're getting married and going on a honeymoon. But I'm talking like, the honeymoon period or the honeymoon phase at the very beginning of a connection. It feels like you are coming into union with a soulmate, but you're at the very beginning over here. So the number 1 tells me that it's kind of coming to fruition. And as it says down here, strengthening bonds. So there is a specific connection or a specific bond that is strengthening and growing, and you are coming together with someone. It feels like your heart chakra is opening. It feels like maybe it's been closed for quite some time, or you've been closed off to love for quite some time. You can see that she's got her back to this in this imagery. So maybe this has been a long time coming for some of you out there that are resonating with this. But even if it hasn't, this just tells me that as we step into 2023, your heart chakra is definitely opening. You are in the early stages of connecting with someone very special. It could be someone very destined to be in your life. This is the 2 of Cups, which can be a soulmate card. And it does look like something with a very sturdy foundation. And it seems like perhaps the emotional connection is what provides this foundation, because as we can see with the heart chakra here, it's the number 4, which makes me think of stability and a good foundation. And we have the square, which is very sturdy. So it just makes me think of a foundation. And then, like I said, 2 of Cups, or coming together over here. It's like a connection is forming. It's coming together. The love is growing. The connection is growing, and it's on a really positive path, I would say. It's quite straightforward. So this is definitely, you're in the early stages. So you could be about to meet someone between now and the new year. You could have already just met someone, and it's sort of like just in like a very friendship phase, or like you've just met and you come into contact now and then through other people or through work or through whatever the case, and you're slowly connecting, but it's moving slowly or something like that. Depending on which part of the timeline you're at. All I can say is that coming into 2023, this bond is forming. There's definitely emotions. There's a definite emotional connection by the time the new year comes in. But it's still, like I said, it's the early stages. It's still the beginning. It's still a bond that's still strengthening. It's a work in progress, I would say. We will get some clarifiers, even though this is very, very straightforward. I'll see what we can sort of add to this topic. So as we enter 2023 for group 3, is there anything that we can add to what we have here in relation to their romantic status and this connection that's forming? What can we add here, please, for group 3? So we have the 2 of Pentacles and we have the Six of Wands. So the Two of Pentacles is making me think of something that's very well balanced. It's making me think of partnership. It's making me think of even ground and equal parties. So it's making me think of two people who can really compromise and give each other the best of them. And I think that's what's going to lead to the success of this relationship, is these two wholes coming together and giving their best. It feels as though maybe for whatever reason, there could be a lot to juggle in the beginning, and it could be, say, I'm trying to give a different example, but Spirit's giving me my own situation as an example. Thanks for the reminder, Spirit. But just being like a single parent, especially with my son, who is very attached, he gets a little bit anxious when he's away from me. It can be very hard to like date and meet people and things like that. So like, let's say you're in a situation where for some reason it's hard for you guys to see each other. It's like there's a lot to juggle at the start, but you make it work. Yeah, you're both committed, so you make it work. You're both willing to put in that effort. We have a lot of even cards on, even numbers on the table as well, which again is making me think of that like even or equal partnership. So we have the Death card, which means that this is going to be a very transformative period as we come into 2023. Death can sound a little bit scary, but it basically essentially means that there's like a massive transformation or like even a rebirth type of energy. So it feels like this connection around coming into this time, it feels like it's going through huge transformation at this time. So it's deepening quite quickly, it's growing quite quickly, it's transforming the two of you on an individual level quite quickly, and perhaps it's even putting an end to like the things that you've had to deal with in the past. So it's helping you put all of that to bed and just find gratitude for where it's all led you. So it's kind of allowing you to look back at your past experiences in a new light and being like, wow, like if that didn't happen, then I might not be here today. And being really, like instead of being, I'm not going to take these, but we'll just kind of adds on to what I was just saying with this card. It's like instead of being caught up in your head about your past traumas and holding on to them, it's like finding a way to look back in a more positive and healed light and say, well, if all of that didn't actually happen, then I wouldn't be experiencing this happiness and this fulfillment that I am right now with this person. And that's a healing thought or a healing epiphany that you have, and it helps you kind of put all of that in the past once and for all. But I'll finish off with just one card to finish off this section. So we have the Page of Cups. So that's definitely, exploring new feelings, flirting, dating, emotional connection in early stages once again. So I do feel as though there's something about it that's going to make you feel like a kid again, or like youthful again. But not in a weird way. It's like this person just brings out your inner child and makes your inner child feel really, really safe. And that is somewhat of a new experience for you to feel. So maybe you haven't met someone like that you can really bring that person out with, or that makes your inner child feel really safe. But I feel like this is going to open up new vulnerabilities, new feelings, and new outcomes in terms of your emotional world. Underneath the deck we have the Three of Wands, so there could definitely be some expansion for this connection. It feels like there's kind of an energy of worship going on in this imagery. So maybe there's like a certain level of devotion and worship. Worship's a very intense word. I wouldn't say worship, but like just holding the other in a very high regard. It's probably a better way to say it. But yes, let's leave that section for now. We've got quite a bit through there. So definitely exploring a new connection that has a lot of potential, brings a lot of transformation. All right. So we're now going to look at the significant person on and around your New Year's. So we're going to get the most common sun and moon signs in this collective. So who is most significant on and around Group 3's New Year's? So the first sign here is Gemini. Okay, so we've got Gemini, we've got the first house, and we've got Scorpio. And we've also got Scorpio over here, and I nearly said it, but I didn't. So they could be a Gemini sun or moon. First house is related to Aries, so Aries sun or moon, and Scorpio sun or moon there as well. So they could be the sun or moon signs of the person that's going to be significant. Now, this doesn't have to be the love interest. This could be anyone who's significant around this time. It could be a child, a family member, a friend, someone that you don't even know yet, or it could be this person, or it could be anyone that's significant around that time. And we'll get some initials now. I wasn't even, I'm going to just do that again, because I just realized that I didn't even put like an intention in there. I was just shaking them and not thinking anything. Like my mind was just blank. So can we please have the most common initials for the most significant person for Group 3 as they enter the new year? All right, so we've got the letter R, we've got the letter F, we've got the letter B, we've got N, we've got O, we've got Y, D, C, and V. So there are initials. I also just got alerted this may only be for one or two of you. Not everyone relates to these messages, but if there was someone in the past that you were connecting with and it didn't really end on like bad terms, maybe it was just like wrong timing, This could be like someone coming back from the dead, and because sometimes the Page of Cups can be like an apology or an emotional message, and death could be like about an ending that you guys shared. You know, or this could be someone that you have known, but then you haven't seen in like a really long time, that you like bump into, or something along those lines as well. So there could have been like a period of absence for you guys, whether you connected emotionally before or not. That's something that's kind of like coming through here. But yeah. So we're going to move on into your career and financial related endeavors, group 3. So as you step into 2023, your cards are the Queen of Earth and the Two of Fire. So on these cards, it says, make time for those around you, take a sensible approach, deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. And you've come into your own new partnerships or contracts, continue to move forward. All right, so to me, this looks a little bit like you are like coming into your own. Makes me think that you could be starting a new path, or you have started a new path on your own that you're really sort of like coming into and starting to really grow on and make a lot of progress on. You could be working on a business partnership with someone around you. Could be an earth sign, but doesn't have to be. Or you could be working on, so you could be dealing with a bit of a challenge where you're trying to find a better work-life balance, where you have a little bit more time for those people that are important to you, whilst still growing and ascending on your career path. And it looks like you could be maybe being sensible about it, and embodying this Queen of Earth energy, like that kind, understanding, thoughtful energy, and trying to deal with this challenge. So maybe if, so say you have like a side business and then you have like a place of employment, maybe you're leaving that place of employment behind to come into your own and focus on your personal path. And you're not doing it with any hatred or bitterness. You're doing it with like kindness and warmth and understanding, and still moving forward, but in like a compassionate way, I suppose you could say. But there's either a key partnership or a key contract or key venture that you're going to be prioritizing as you step into 2023. That's what I can definitely see. I'll pull some further cards and see what else I can find out here. The Queen of Earth is definitely someone who is doing well with money and even has money or other resources to share or contribute to those around them. So it feels like whatever you're doing, you're either sharing time, money, or other resources with those around you as part of your venture or your business or your endeavors. It feels like so first of all, I feel like you're going to be doing well financially. I feel like as well as having money to save, it feels like you're also going to have money to help those less fortunate than you even. Like it seems like you have a lot to give, and because we're in the career and finances section, it's just making me think that maybe when it's saying you have a lot to give, it could be like in terms of the material world or resources, or it could just be like energy, advice, thoughtfulness, something creative. But yeah, there's this energy of like having a lot to give. So I feel like you'll be financially blessed coming into 2023. It feels like you've got a lot of time for the things and the people that you love as a result of where you're at. Anything to add or clarify in terms of career and financial related endeavors? We have the Queen of Cups as well. So there could be a partnership here for some people. It doesn't have to be, but it could be an earth sign and a water sign, either sun or moon. And this could be a key partnership that's growing and progressing as we enter the new year for sure. Or this could be a sign that you are combining doing what you love with like your practicality and being innovative enough to create income out of it. It could be something to do with healing or spirituality, but there's still like this logical, practical element to it as well. Otherwise, the path that you're on, it's like you're just sort of following your intuition. You're really just intuitively feeling your way through this. So where most people might be really strategic and analytical, it feels like you're just going with your gut and just going with the flow. And that's where you're getting your success, is because you're not trying to control anything too much. It's not like you're being senseless and silly, but you're also not trying to control or dictate too much of your path, and surrendering just enough to, I don't know, just sort of trust the information that you're receiving from your gut and your guides, and allowing that to take you to where you're meant to be. The Queen of Earth is making me think of like stay at home, either stay-at-home worker or stay-at-home parent. So you could be managing a business or a career from home, or you could even be like, you could be a stay-at-home parent even if your children are at school or something, but there's still something you're working on from home, is what I would say there. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. Oh, what is that about? What's this Three of Swords about? It is a card of like endings. It can sometimes be a card of, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so this feels like whatever you're engaging with or doing as you enter 2023, it seems to, if you do resonate with that message of having a job while you work on your side business, it feels like perhaps you make enough progress to end what's not serving you and move forward and just focus on what you're doing at home or what you're doing with this partnership, or Four of Pentacles. We also have the King of Pentacles under the deck there. So it does feel like you're going to go down a new path and progress down a new path and fully invest into that path as we enter 2023. And it feels like whatever that path is, you have something to offer others or share with others on that new path. So there's some sort of element of helping other people involved in this new path, and maybe that's why it's so like meaningful to you, and you're kind of just like following your intuition. And that would kind of resonate if it's like a healing kind of venture or a spiritual practice of some kind. But yeah, like sharing knowledge or sharing resources, sharing energy, sharing time with others. It could benefit the youth in some way that's coming through. So I don't know if it's like children related or something along those lines. The Three of Swords could be because part of this path helps you heal as well. It helps you heal a lot of your grief and a lot of your trauma, and it helps you move past all of that as well. So like your personal experiences could have led you to this path, which is a very healing realization and helps you let a lot of things go. But that is about all I'm getting from these cards. But yeah, it definitely looks like you're going to be moving away from something and laying a new foundation, or fully investing in something different. And I do feel like you will be financially secure on this path with the Four of Pentacles. So that might be helpful to know. All right, where are we at now? Yes. So we're going to grab a couple of the Histal Grid healing cards. Reading cards. Just for any additional sort of messages or advice that Spirit feels you need to know for this time period as we enter 2023. Is there anything else Group 3 need to know? We have number 19, the Angels card, and underneath, Crossroads. Another group had that card as well, which is interesting. Okay, so starting with number 19, we're going to read these from the book because the book is just so helpful. Okay. This is a high vibrational card. Both selenite and angelite are crystals that work with angelic and higher consciousness. There are many aspects to this card, but mainly it is about gently opening up your crown or higher chakras to help with your telepathy and communication to a higher source. Selenite also helps anchor your light body to the earth plane, which again is very necessary if you are working with higher energy. When you are anchored and protected, you can truly trust in the wisdom and guidance you get while working with spirit. Angelite will also help you speak your truth from a place of higher being. Working with your throat chakra, which is your communication center, Angelite helps you communicate with the higher realms. Do you need higher guidance at this time, or do you wish to communicate to a loved one you hope is being cared for by the angels? Whatever the need, know that they communicate with compassion and love, and always have your best interests at the forefront. When you ask for help from the higher realms, you will receive guidance from a higher perspective, one where they understand the bigger picture involved. Sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees, situations where we just don't understand why. There is always a bigger picture, there is always a lesson, and there is always a reason. Ask for guidance and take comfort in the fact that you are exactly where you are meant to be, regardless of how it feels at this time. So that's your first card. That kind of actually reiterates to me that you guys may definitely be because we did have that message that you're kind of just going with your gut and your intuition and following where you're led, and it's ultimately leading you to your success. And this is all about like communication with those higher realms. So it does kind of reiterate to me that you're very connected to those higher realms, perhaps your angels, ancestors, guides, or just source energy in general. And it's definitely part of your path, whether it's just helping you on your path or whether it's a very spiritual or psychic path that you're walking. I think you're a very spiritual being. All right. Number 12, crossroads. Are you at a crossroads or torn in two directions? Have you found yourself in a position where you have to make a choice but are unclear of which road to take? Sometimes it's hard when we are waiting for an answer to come, but it just hasn't. A good exercise to do with chastolite or saurolite if you're at a crossroad is to meditate and picture yourself walking up to that crossroad. See on the signposts your options or the roads that you can take. Do you feel a certain pull towards a specific path, or do you get a sense to not go down a certain road? Your feelings need to be your compass here. If you feel joy, happiness, or excitement, you know which road to follow, regardless of whether or not it is the logical road to go down. Follow that pull and see where it takes you. Your intuition is always right, and the more you learn to trust it, the more you align yourself to your soul purpose. Your intuition is your own soul guiding you where you need to go. Staurolite is said to be a fairy stone. It is very grounding and can help with your connection to nature spirits. I have found this stone to be a very potent stone to get in tune with the 4 elements, as elemental beings can be very powerful teachers when one reaches out to them. Drawing this card may indicate that it's time to make a grounded decision on something in your life, and having chastolite and staurolite to aid you will be a good start. Excuse me, group 3. So you guys could be approaching this crossroads now, or coming up to this crossroads soon, where you do start to get that urge to, go down this path or enter this partnership or fully invest in that side hustle. Whatever that pull is, I think it's very wise to trust it, because it's going to be a very healing experience. It's going to really move you forward. And it's going to become something very stable and secure. So something that makes you feel safe and secure and grounded. It almost feels like this is what you need to know now, and this is where you'll be at as 2023 comes into what's the word I'm looking for? Comes into play. Like when we're actually beginning 2023, it feels like perhaps you have made that decision to progress down that path, and maybe this crossroads is either where you're at now, or this is where you're about to come to between now and the new year. And maybe you need to know this now so that you can make that decision with confidence and walk that new path with confidence. All right, so the next thing we're going to do for fun is how you bring the new year in. So this is basically, we're going to see what you get up to for your New Year's Eve and see what your experience looks like just for fun. So we're going to be picking up on the collective. So that's just like the majority of you, what you'll be doing. Although a few of you may do something a little bit different, because at the end of the day, it's all about free will, right? All right, so Spirit, how is group 3 bringing in the new year? What does their New Year's Eve look like? I'm going to reshuffle because they don't feel right. And I got to practice what I preach, all about following the gut here. What does group 3's New Year's Eve looks like as we enter 2023? How do they bring in the new year, group 3? Oh, get out. That is too cute. We have the Lovers coming out. So it could just be you and this person. And if it's not just you and this person, it feels like it's just you two in the room. Like, look at that. They're just so oblivious to anything going on around them. They're glowing, they're connecting, they're all about each other. So you're definitely going to get a New Year's kiss, and it's going to be this person. So I think you're going to be spending New Year's Eve with your person at the very least. The Lovers is also a Gemini card, and we have that Gemini zodiac coming out too. How does group 3 bring in the new year, 2023? Okay, are some of you going to just like elope? What? Taking it literally, some of you could just all of a sudden elope. The other thing I'm seeing is perhaps after you kiss, there's making it official. So perhaps, you're dating this person and then at midnight they're like, oh, will you be my girlfriend or boyfriend? Are we committed? Or let's commit to each other. So whether that's, just becoming official or becoming exclusive or moving in together or getting engaged or something like that, it seems like there's a certain ascension in terms of your level of commitment that happens on New Year's Eve. But these two cards tell me that it's going to be a very joyful, blissful, harmonious night. It looks like it could just be you and this person. Oops, Jesus. Sorry, I'm going to reshuffle that. That was a nightmare. Oh gosh, what's happening? What's happening? One more card, please. The deck's getting very excited all of a sudden. One more card, please. And the bottom deck. 6 of Swords, and underneath we have the Sun. There's that Death card again. More Scorpio energy. Okay, so this definitely looks like you guys spending the night together, and then it looks like someone has to go to work the next morning. So I don't think you're going to get to spend the whole day together the next day. So unlucky to whoever has to work on a public holiday. But what I'm kind of seeing for the most part here is you and this person just spending New Year's Eve, just the two of you. I'm not seeing anyone else around. And I'm seeing you, like, as you move on from this night, it's like the two of you are very clear about where you're going and the progression that you're making. Progression? Yeah, surely. It feels like you're both very, very happy about where you've left things that evening. So whether you spend the night together or not, it may be different for everybody. For some of you, I see that you don't spend the night together, maybe for whatever reason someone has to leave. I was getting a vibe, maybe someone has wait, was that this group or was that a different group? Oh yeah, because we're talking about how there's a lot to juggle, and I was given the example of maybe someone in this connection, or even both of you have a child or children, and perhaps you've got to return to your responsibilities or something like that, or maybe you even... Okay, I'm also kind of seeing that some of you could spend the night together and then the daytime too, because it's almost like progressing into the next day. So yeah, let me just finish off. I feel like there's so much coming through that I keep jumping from thing to thing. So New Year's kiss. You get very clear about where you stand with each other and where you're going moving forward and the progression that you're making. You're both super stoked and happy about where you're going. And I feel like there seems to be some sort of like, just a conversation that just illuminates everything. So you're both very on the same page. You're both fully aware of how each other feel, where you want to go moving forward, what you want out of your own lives, as well as out of the life of the connection. And by the end of this night, or even the next day, like there's just a really, really happy, warm, blissful energy between the two of you. So your New Year's Eve is just all about your connection that you're in, and you're spending that together, getting on the same page, getting very clear about moving forward. So it does feel like you're kind of just like dating in the lead up, and then you get clear about where you stand with each other on this actual night, even for a lot of you. But it doesn't have to be that exact time frame. This could be like over the course of the few days, not just that night. So just take it as it resonates for you. But I definitely feel like you wake up feeling that innocent butterfly happiness kind of feeling in the morning. Like you're just like look at her, she's holding her braids and she's got a big grin on her face. There's sunflowers everywhere. There's a huge sun behind her. Like she's just giddy with happiness and joy. So I see it being a very rewarding evening or few days. I think that you both have a similar vision. Like you seem to talk about what you want in your future, and it's like you both want the same things. Like maybe it's like you both want to travel and you both want to keep climbing in terms of your career and your growth and your projects and whatever you're doing for work. So I feel like you're very, again, like equal and respectful and aligned with each other's journeys. And then I feel like whether you have to part ways that night or the next day, I just know that you guys part ways feeling like so happy and so stoked about how that night has played out, everything you spoke about, the progress that you made that evening, and just so excited and happy about the future as well. So that is a little bit cute, group 3. Oh, my heart. Where are we at now? Oh, that was the last topic apart from the songs. So I was going to do the songs before each group, but then for group 1 and 2, I forgot, but I don't believe that was an accident because I don't believe in coincidences. And then I realized that by getting right into the energy and doing the reading first and then doing the songs, it kind of, I don't know, the songs just seem more on point with the group. So I'm going to pause, I'm going to get your songs, and I'll be right back and I'll let you know what they are. Oh my gosh, group 3, I'm laughing because one of your songs is so funny. Okay, so group 3, your first song is Wide Awake by Katy Perry, which I honestly don't know much about, but I haven't been talking too much about the songs anyway, because I feel like you guys can go and create your own meanings with the songs because it could be very personal to each person. But anyway, first song is Wide Awake by Katy Perry, and your second song for this coming into 2023 reading is The Final Countdown by Europe. So your New Year's Eve theme song is The Final Countdown, which is just, I don't know, it's just funny to me because it's literally, I feel like that's saying, even though I wasn't going to interpret any meanings, I think that you guys, that countdown is very, very special for you. And we literally spoke about a midnight kiss and conversation. So it just makes me laugh that The Final Countdown is one of your songs, because that countdown seems like a very important and special moment for you guys and your New Year's Eve. But that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. It's a little bit difficult to know if you're resonating with these future readings or not because it hasn't happened yet. But whether you resonate with it or not, if you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you feel like doing so. Also subscribe to the channel. But until next time, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this one. Stay safe, and I can't wait to connect with you again soon. Bye.